Good afternoon, back here in Hope, Indiana with Will Swope, our LG premier dealer in the area, looking at our NCGA entry for the 2021 year. Hybrid 5643, it's July 1st. We have so far accumulated about 10 inches of rain so far since the May 3rd planting date. We're at 1,084 GDUs so far from the planting date, which is about 31 GDUs off of the typical average in the area, and that's putting us, this hybrid, right around 2184 GDUs to black layer. So we still got a ways to go, looking at tassel probably right around the 1st of August. So that's kind of where we're at in the growing year. Will's going to talk a little bit about our plant health and what we're looking at for fertilizer and fungicide applications.
So currently with this 5643, we're sitting at V8, working on V9 growth stage. Overall plant health is very good. Very little disease, if hardly any at all, on the leaf structure. No pests that we're seeing, insect pressure, nothing to be alarmed about. Just overall quality of the plant just looks phenomenal for this time of the year. As Bryce mentioned, we've had huge amount of rain on this corn since it's been planted, so it has not had the most ideal conditions. We had a 3-inch rain right after it got planted, and about a month ago we had a 6+, depending on where you're at, inch rain event. So for this plant to look like this, you can see the root structure here. We did dig this right before the video, so I mean, some of it we cut off digging around to get the plant out of the ground, but looks very healthy, setting really good brace roots down. Stalk just looks awesome. I mean, this thing is really good shape. Cut it in two here. I mean, stalk just looks really healthy. Got a lot of that nice white tissue in there, which is telling us that it's getting the nutrients that it needs. It's not clogged up. It doesn't have any disease forming in the stalk yet. We always like to see it, just generalization, about the size of a quarter. And as you can see there, I would guess that's probably even a little bigger than what a quarter would be. So, I mean, just excellent quality out of this hybrid so far. I'm going to be taking some tissue samples later on in the week. Going to be sending those off, so we're kind of going to get an evaluation of where the plant's at sitting right now, what nutrients we're going to need looking forward, what we're lacking in. We're going to be doing fungicide application at tassel time, depending on how the weather hits out and stuff. That's kind of what we shoot for, is when we see full tassel, go ahead and get that fungicide application down. We're also going to be doing a wide drop application, so the tissue samples, when we get the results back, is going to give us a better idea of what this corn is telling us it needs to finish out the year. I'm going to guess we're going to be shy on our nitrogen just because of all of the rain that we've had. So coming back in late in the season, a lot of guys, you know, nitrogen is probably the most expensive input into our corn crop, and a lot of guys don't want to put excess out there. But with the rains that we've had this year, and depending on what yield goal you're looking for, you really need to take a tissue sample and see where your crop is at, because it might look good and it might be good, but are you going to hit that potential with this much rain when you know that we've lost some nitrogen through leaching? So it's just going to give us a good idea of where we're at with our levels. It's going to also give us an indication of if we're looking like we're low on any micronutrients, to see if we can add that in with the wide drop application to make sure that this corn has everything that it needs to finish out the year. Like I said, we are going to try to enter this into the NCGA and hope for the best. But this is just something, a general practice that we practice on every acre. I mean, this isn't just something special that we're doing. We just kind of implement this on all of our acres, just to make sure that that crop has everything that it needs so it can reach the highest potential that it can with the weather that we've been given. So, I mean, that's kind of where we're at with it. We'll hope to get some good results back from the tissue samples and give you guys those results. Also, just something to kind of talk about and hit on for you guys out there that might be interested in working with LG in the future. This is just one of the products in our lineup, and the products are definitely what brings home the paycheck, but what we're doing out here right now and would be implementing something like with what your farm operation would be looking for too. Just kind of a team approach. I mean, us as the dealer and Bryce as the representative for LG in the area. If your dealers aren't walking fields with you and checking in with you and seeing how your crop's progressing and how your seed that you bought is working for you, then that's something that you need to change, because it's not just about buying the seed and planting it and coming back the next year. It's a whole approach. It's the whole year, and it's building a good relationship with our customers. It's really crucial to have that interaction with your dealer and with the company, because if you have an issue or if you have something going on and you don't say anything to anybody, that's going to leave a bad impression of that product. But it might not necessarily be the product's fault. It might just be a circumstance or a situation where if somebody would have known about it, we could have addressed it or figure out a solution to move forward for the next year. So just a lot of things to consider this time of year when you're out there looking at your fields. The game's not over by any means. There's a lot of season left. A lot of weather events can happen still, but be thinking about that kind of thing, moving forward. If you're not happy with the way things are shaping up, or you think there's potential on the table still, and you're not getting the solutions or the answers you need, then something like what we're doing right now is something you need to look at for the future.
Excellent points, Will. I'm glad you brought that up. Like you said, we are a team approach, and we believe in several touch points throughout the year, walking fields with our customers, as from our dealer perspective, from a sales account representative, and from our technical team agronomist perspective. So thank you for bringing that up. Couldn't have said it any better. All in all, we're happy. Minimal disease pressure we've seen so far, and I guess moving forward, our next video will be touching on the tissue samples that we're pulling, and look forward to that video coming in the future.
Hopefully we'll see some tassels out here and start to look at what the potential, what this crop's shaping up to look like for us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.